James Hackney, motivational speaker, great human, all around fucking inspiration. Dude. I'm Wes Phillips.
I'm James Hackney, this is Wes Phillips.
Fucking, let's have a chat, bro.
Ask away, bro.
Well, fuck, where do you want to start? We want to get to know you, James. What's your fucking story, mate?
Well, my story is pretty simple, Wes. I was injured in a car accident when I was 2. We were driving home from Brisbane to the Sunshine Coast, and my mum was driving the car. I was in the front passenger seat in the baby seat, seatbelt across me. My brothers and father were in the back. The roadworks going on at Caboolture. It was about 7 o'clock at night. And
So that puts it back to like 1983.
1983, mate.
Dude.
A long time ago.
A long time ago when kids could sit in the front and fucking...
I mean, and we were rocking. we were rocking, mate, you know. And basically, Mum missed the turn off, but she was tired. And we rolled the car down the embankment. My seatbelt snapped, and in those days, seatbelts weren't regulated.
It's what, yeah, those days are why shit's regulated now.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. And it was a full drive, and rolled down an embankment, seatbelt snapped, and I went out the front windscreen, mate.
Fuck's sake.
50 metres. I was flying.
You're 2.
I was 2. I thought I was Superman, but I wasn't.
Fuck.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Well, you survived it, so some part of you's fucking superhero.
Yeah, it must be my brain, mate.
Could take a beating.
Oh, mate, I can take a pounding. Yeah. But we won't go into that, ladies and gentlemen. No. But we went to hospital and was on life support for about 3 weeks. And in those days, life support was very expensive and still is today. And Mum and Dad had the strenuous task of turning off the life support machine. So the doctors told them it was time, and they said their goodbyes and whatnot. They turned off the life support machine. 1 minute later,
you started breathing on your own.
started breathing. Then that day I started 14 years in and out of Royal Brisbane Hospital.
Jesus.
14 years. I had everything done. I had physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. I used to speak, because I've got cerebral palsy, I used to speak with a really...
So is that all because of the accident?
All because of the accident. I've got a hole in my head. So basically, the hole in my head has triggered off everything. So I'm paralysed down the left side of my body. I can't wiggle my fingers on my left hand. It's as best as I can do, ladies and gentlemen.
So no spirit fingers for you?
No spirit fingers. no spirit fingers. No. You gotta have a laugh at yourself. Right? Come on, right? What a loss. Spirit fingers. I mean, come on, right?
Right.
Yeah, right there. And and also my toes on my left foot, I can't wiggle them. I can't move them. I can't, like my ankle's fixed, so I can't do this or anything like that.
So is that just what? Nerve damage?
It's nerve. That's it. And I used to speak with a really drawn out cerebral palsy voice. People with severe cerebral palsy speak like this, and I can even demonstrate for you, Wes, if you like me to.
Please.
I used to speak like this, and it really put a dampen on everything that I did as a child. But I didn't want to sound like that anymore. So I worked hard to strengthen the muscles and strengthen my brain into talking normally.
That's That's amazing. So how is that hard? Like you talk to me now, is it like a conscious thing for you to?
Not anymore, mate, because I've worked so hard. I'll still work on it today.
Yeah.
There are some words that I say that you can sort of tell I do, but with people with
I've never got that.
Exactly.
Every time you come down to work, I never get the impression that.
No, well that's because I've worked hard on it.
Yeah.
And people with cerebral palsy, you think because they speak like that, they're going to be dumb. But in actual fact, they speak like me, they think like me.
Dude, you know you'd be an awesome kid. What was that guy that essentially took the piss out of himself?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Steady Eddie.
That's it.
Yeah, he was one of my heroes growing up.
Yeah.
And then he got into some trouble, and then I didn't like him anymore, and decided I wouldn't be like
There's a lot of heroes.
Yeah, the fall from, wherever they were, woo,
You had me in stitches, man, when you just, and you just, the way you
Just
talk, your
alive.
spirit, really.
Just
Taking the piss out of yourself, this is life, this is what I've been dealt.
whatevs, I'm not a person that feels sorry for myself, and I don't want people to feel sorry for me, because I'm getting along with life, and I'm kicking goals every day.
Amen.
And I'm doing.
You do more than me.
Well,
And I'm in quotes, an able human. Big fucking quotes.
really? You're able? Ladies and gentlemen, that was so funny, right? And basically, that's what happened, and I got bullied through school.
See, that's what pisses me off, man. Even when I was at that age, like a kid, I was never like that. Like you see someone, I was never like, oh, you're less than me, so I'm going to give you shit. That never made sense to me.
Well, I got it for 3 years from the same guy.
You were telling me about this guy, right?
Yeah, and we actually met, ladies and gentlemen. The funny story is, we bumped into each other at the Blue Bar, where Wes works, and it was a total freaky occurrence. We stopped, and he looked at me, and his face went total white because he saw my body now, like it's fit and it's strong, and wouldn't even know I have what I have. And he just bumped into me and went, shit. And he said this, you're James Hackney, and I said yes, and you're Chad. And really that was the moment where it clicked for him that he fucked up. You could see he wanted to say sorry, but his ego was too out there to say, look mate, I'm so sorry, and I was thinking, no issues.
Right.
Get on with it.
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was when we were kids.
But still, like, validation for you, right?
Well, at the beginning it was, but in actual fact,
You're like, whatever.
I'm like, dude, try me a river.
Right. Right.
I could have, look, I'm that nicer guy that I could have gone down to Bunnings for him and got him some cement. No. I really could have, dude.
Right.
It would have been amazing.
Right. Jesus.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's like you're kids.
And
as much as kids are like fucking morons, it's like that guy probably had a shit upbringing, right?
Well, his dad was hard.
Yeah.
In my mind, and I think his mum was going through a lot too, because she's now dead, so I think of cancer or something like that. So, but his sister was so beautiful to me, Kelly. She was a bigger girl, but she had all the time in the world for me, and I loved Kelly. She was such a sweetheart, and I remember seeing her out at Fridays. There's a nightclub called Fridays, ladies and gentlemen, that's at Mooloola Bar, and I bumped into her. She was even bigger, Well, I said, Kel. She said, James, I gave her the biggest hug. You know? She was huge. She probably still is. But I see her soul and she's so beautiful, mate. But anyway.
Yeah, something good came out of this.
Yeah. And she always cared about me through school. Like I was 2 grades ahead of her, and you know.
That's nice, man.
Yeah. Always had a lot of time for her. Still do.
Yeah.
I just never see her. So anyway.
That's pretty cool. It comes full circle.
It does.
I mean, whether you really needed closure, that's not really the issue.
No,
but life just sort of puts you in those situations. And,
oh, mate.
right?
Yeah. So growing up with what I have to, you know, has...
And that's the inspiring part.
It is.
I mean, I've never heard a story like yours. I mean, you see it here and there. It's probably something on Oprah.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as me meeting someone like you and your story, it's amazing.
Thanks, Wes. But here's the thing. I haven't gone out there to, you know, do what I do for accolades. Because you never do.
Yeah, it's not about that, right?
You know, it's about improving other people's perceptions of people with disabilities. I actually don't like the word disability because we're all disabled in some very minute way. It's just that...
Oh, yeah.
You know?
No, absolutely. I find, oh my God, how many people do you meet that are socially disabled? You know what I mean? Just normal things, whereas you, easy to have a conversation, chatting, having fun.
It's physical on me.
Right.
You know? Yes, I do have learning difficulties, but you just don't know I do. Because I've had to work really, really hard to...
You're smarter than most people I know, dude.
I know, right? I'm the one with brain damage.
Right.
I know. But...
That's your tagline. That's your tagline.
And I'm the one with brain
Every time I tell people about you, I always drop that in. It always says to me, and I'm the one with brain damage.
That's gold. That's gold.
Doing this, like James was, at least part of me doing this thing here was inspired by you.
Right.
Because I told him about it, told him I've been thinking about it, and then you're like, do it. And then the tagline would drop in.
And I'm the one with brain damage. And you lost your shit when I said that.
Because he was right. He was fucking right.
Wow.
So, yeah. And the inaugural Renagade InSite, boom.
Done.
James Hackney.
Look, I'm really happy to do this for you because, like, you know, you don't often get an opportunity like this to, you know, interview a person with a disability that's done a lot. You know,
Absolutely.
there are a lot out there, but to actively do it because that person wants you to do it is a different thing. So for you to take that leap's awesome, because that's what I've been trying to teach people as well. Take the leap to do it, you know. And that's cool, you know.
Yeah.
I enjoy it because then
But see, even though we say it's an interview, it's such a formal word.
yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? I'm
No,
like, we're mates. I just want to have a chat. I want not only people out there in the giant world it's huge, but at the same time it's so small. Like you were just saying, like, I mean, as far as my life, God, you got access to the internet, you can see everything in the world, but I'm not going to meet you on the internet.
No.
You know what I mean? I can read a billion stories and all of that, but until you meet someone, until you...
That's right.
You know?
And then all of a sudden, the person that you meet is a real person. You're like, fuck. I want to know this guy, I want to know this girl because they bring something into my life that I will cherish. And that's huge. And that's what I found with a lot of people that I've met. Like my sister, for example, has changed my total life. And my family's life too, because she takes after me. Looks after me and is able to, point me in the steps. that the direction that I really need to be in business, and it's slow steps with me. It's not big steps like she might take with other people, but slow steps with me, and that's fine, and she's lovely to do that. Her name's Alita, and she has just, blown my life away. She's just so beautiful, and her heart's in the right place. We talk every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's so beautiful. She kicks my ass when I need it. Like my mum, but she's
I
become.
wouldn't even say that about you. You always seem like you know where you're going.
Well, everyone needs it.
Yeah, true, right.
Everyone needs it. Everyone needs that one person, and she's that one person. It could have been a male,
Yeah, that's who it is for you.
That's who it is for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, love it there too. She's beautiful. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
That's awesome. You need that, man.
That's right.
Because sometimes, even though you get this opinion of yourself, it's like, yeah, I'm pretty wise. I can sort of navigate this, that, and the other. You need that outside perspective, just to sort of almost like check yourself.
Yeah, that's right. And she does that time after time after time, and I love that about her. She's an important quality, not just to me, but my parents as well, for their peace of mind. And the love that she gives me is amazing. She loves me just as much as my mum loves me, and that's a lot. And that's been genuine too.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I love that. Really, really do.
And you need that, man.
Fuck yeah.
Just in amongst, I'm always researching stuff, and it sort of helped me just in how important not just a family unit, because a family unit can be made up of friends, whatever it is.
Right.
But just as human beings, that, because we're such social animals, that surrounding, those people that you surround yourself with, are vital. Not only in your development, but, it alleviates stress and, helps with your health, all that sort of stuff. That's how important it is, man.
Of course it is, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
You get it.
Absolutely.
So it's been a long journey, man. So when did you, through your teenage years, you had it rough.
Yeah,
so when did you sort of start pulling into the James that I got to meet?
Well, it actually happened around a later stage, when I met her 5 years ago. But even before then, when I was an athlete, my family's huge on the Sunshine Coast here with cricket. My dad's got a cricket oval named after him, and we've always been involved in sport. Our family was one of the first sporting families here on the Sunshine Coast, in the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, and I continued that because my cousins were good with their hands, and I coming from a cricketing family, never could play the game because it's so dangerous for me with my hole in my head.
Right.
Didn't stop me from bowling to my brothers and getting into them, and but it was great to be a part of the cricketing family because I got to bowl against the best batsmen in the world. Like I got to bowl against one of the New Zealand cricket teams, Adam Ferrore, back in the day, and that was amazing to me. And it was when Australia were up here for a training week that I got to meet Tubby Taylor, Mark Taylor, and he asked me to come and kick the football with him with Mark Waugh and all those boys.
Out of all those names, Mark Taylor and Mark Waugh, the only ones I know. That's it. I've never been a cricket fan.
Hey, each to their own, mate, That's fine.
No, but that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and that was great. Meeting my heroes and kicking the footy around with, Ricky Ponting. Yeah, that was great fun. And that was back in '98. When I was just starting to really kick into gear my athletics.
Yeah.
Because I've been a runner since I was 6 years old. I always wanted to be faster than everyone you know, have races with everyone.
Yeah.
That's when I was 6. I couldn't run properly then, I still can't run properly now.
Right.
I run like a crab at forwards. Yeah, good times.
Right.
Even walk like a fucking crab at forwards. It's fucking amazing, like wow. Oh shit. But I was always a part of sport. My family was always a part of sport, so that was going to be my destiny.
Yeah.
To be a person
Just involved.
of sport.
Yeah.
You know, and I was in athletics for 27 years. Can you believe that?
Jesus.
You know?
That's a huge commitment.
Well, it was the only thing I thought I could do.
Right.
Because I couldn't play team sport, because the team sport that I wanted to play was basketball and cricket and, you know, all the ball sports.
Right.
But I couldn't play them competitively because it's too dangerous.
Right.
So, you know, it's just one of those things where I kept up with my running, and, you know, I was very fortunate enough to wear the maroon 20 years after I started. In athletics, it would take people a lot less time, but it took me longer.
Yeah.
Because of my limitations. But
so is it being involved in that sort of helped you with the healing process? Or
oh, without question, mate.
Yeah.
Without sport, it would be no James, I don't think.
Yeah.
Because sport is so amazing for your soul and so amazing for your personal development.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always a great thing to do, and you could socialise with a lot of people. You meet a lot of people through sport, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a catch-22, you know. But I don't like talking in cliches, but that's how it was for me. And I really enjoyed my time in athletics. You know, I got to run against the best athletes in the world without going to a Paralympics. That was my goal as a kid. I want to go to the Olympics. And I remember the 1988 Olympics in Barcelona, right? That was the first Olympics that I watched with my family. And I remember saying to Mum and Dad and my brothers, I want to be there. I want to be there. And they said, okay, that's cool. And I started doing athletics, just in school.
Yeah.
Then it started getting serious when I was 17. And then I went down to Sydney for 4 years for my personal development with Mum and Dad, because their businesses were down there. So I went down there with them and came back and started athletics again. But it didn't matter, because I was there.
Right.
And when
So you just love being a part of it?
I love being a part of
and like
sport.
you said before, it wasn't about the accolades, it wasn't...
No. If I made it, if I you know, put on the, you know, green and gold of Australia, dude, if I put on the maroon of Queensland, mate, I would look at that as the most incredible achievement, because I remember watching the State of Origin, you know, and watching Wally Lewis and all those boys run around, and said, I want to wear that colour. I want to do that.
Yeah.
As a young kid.
Yeah.
And when I got my maroon, you know, singlets and maroon, you know, Guernsey, sent to my house, and I looked at it, mate, I wept. I couldn't believe it. I did something that my brothers never could do, that my dad never could do. And that's no disrespect to them.
Yeah.
Or my mum could do.
Yeah.
I represented Queensland at a senior level where it counted. Juniors, that's great. That's development.
No, that's awesome. I know where you're coming from, because it's like, I mean, clearly you're not discounting what your parents and all that sort of did, but I mean, your whole life you've been essentially struggling to be as, I don't know if this is included, as normal as possible. That was your journey for how many years?
Many.
Right?
Many.
Surrounded by everyone, walking, talking right, and then boom, you get this opportunity. Of course, man. Fuck.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, and it really made mum and dad so proud.
As it would, right?
You know.
Any parent.
And when I put on that maroon, it was crazy. I was standing next to, in the race, my first race as the Queensland Colours, was the reigning Olympic 100 metre champion.
Right?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I got slaughtered. Yeah. That's not so good.
I know, you set it up so great as well.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Why are they my pants?
I'm sitting there going, okay, he's going to win this. It's going to be a freaking fireworks and everything at the end.
No, fuck no. Oh, God, no. So that was in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And I got the opportunity to do it again later that year at the Australian Institute of Sport, where I've always wanted to go.
Right?
You hear of it, you know, Kathy Freeman and all those amazing
They
athletes.
came out of there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those amazing athletes going to the AIS. And here I am at the AIS. Another dream come true. And getting to run against more Olympic 100 metre champions. And in that race, that was my first Australian final and my only Australian final that I've ever made.
Wow.
And I come up against a T37 runner, no, a T38 runner.
What does that mean?
It means it's classified with disabilities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
that was
Okay.
their classification. It's too hard to go into
Right.
because we have only got an hour.
Right.
And it takes about 3,000 hours to go into all the classifications.
Yeah. So, okay, so then
Yeah.
at that level they're categorizing different disabilities.
They always do it in any level. In any level. So, anyway, and it was a world record race. I was a part of a world record race.
Right.
That was my first world first. I've done 3.
You've done 3 world
I've
firsts.
done 3 world firsts, and that was my first.
Okay, so how did you do in that race?
I got slaughtered again
Right. Yeah.
with the guy with no legs. Prosthetics. Ladies and gentlemen, that was good.
Okay. So the next world first.
My next world first I've actually got here. Would you like to see it?
Look it up.
Okay. You're going to have to hold it up to the camera.
Alright.
I can do this bit. This here is a bodybuilding magazine. It's an international bodybuilding magazine.
Yeah.
Called Muscle and Fitness. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. If you haven't, get into Newsagent buy it. You idiots.
That's not male porn, right?
I wish it was. That would have been amazing. Second world first. So this here is Muscle and Fitness magazine. I was the first person with a disability in the world to be in this magazine.
Dude.
Yeah.
So you're in here somewhere?
I'm in that. Boom. So
Boom.
if you could show that.
Who's this guy?
I know. So
hopefully we can get that.
So that's me.
Boom.
Yeah. And they got another page. If you turn over the page, they got my interview. So if you can show that to everyone. And goes over.
That page as well.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that was my next world first.
Great photographer.
Yeah, well the photographer's a great friend of mine, who I went to school with. She's done all my photo shoots apart from one or two. and is so beautiful to me. Her name is Michelle. She is just a fabulous person, and we set it all up with the editor, and it just come about. And that was my second world first. My third world first was the first person with a disability in the world to be in Flex magazine. The funny thing was, it was the same month and the same year.
What?
Yeah. How funny is that? Same month, same year in those two magazines.
Wow.
Yeah, so very touched.
When it rains, it pours, right?
Yeah, it does. I'm just so thrilled and touched. And I still am the first.
That's awesome.
And no other person with a disability has been in those magazines since. So it's very humbling, and I'm just very lucky.
You're a wise man.
But you know, I've had to work very hard.
Right.
It's no easy road. I've had to work hard. I mean, nothing has been given to me easy.
Right.
Nothing has been given to my family easy. It's just what it is, you know?
Part of that, I mean, you know, it's really a testament to who you are as a human. I mean, everyone has their struggles, some more than others, but to turn out, I guess, the way you have, where you laugh in the face of shit. You're like, you know, struggles come up.
And I'm saying, is that all you got?
Right.
What else?
See, that's awesome, man. You didn't let it get you down. You just thought, oh, this is just another hurdle. This is just a, you know,
well, that's stages I did, mate.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying yeah.
You know.
Of course, everyone's.
Yeah, of course. At stages I did. I mean, there was a time when I was 16 where I wanted to kill myself. Because, true.
Right.
Because I thought, I don't want to be like this anymore, because I was getting bullied through school and shit.
Right.
But there was there was no side rules to my face.
Yeah.
You know? But I thought to myself, I'm going to let mum and dad down who put so much energy into me. I'm going to let my brothers down who put so much energy into me. And they treated me like I was normal.
Yeah.
I remember saying to mum and dad at one stage, I said, Mum and Dad, I'm normal. They said, of course you're normal.
Yeah.
Of course you're normal. You do everything just differently. And you get it done.
That's
in a different way.
That's it. If the world had that outlook. Dude, you know, I know this is pretty company stuff here.
Yeah, man.
I said, this is kind of, I don't know, maybe woo-woo or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the world's heading that way. With the internet and all of that, I hope it's part of the evolution, but if we get to that stage where it is everyone's the same, I mean, that's essentially what you're saying. You're normal but in a different way, just like the people in the Middle East
that's right.
are the same, they just do things a little differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we all just recognize, you know, that core, we are the same, with our little differences which make us unique, you know, when you get down to it.
And when it comes down to it, ladies and gentlemen, we all shit. It smells. Full stop.
Full stop. That's it. And we would have a better world if people understood that. And not frickin' fixate on these differences.
And on the one with brain damage.
Dude. We should do something. You know, just have clips of politicians saying shit and then James going,
and I'm Tony Abbott.
Right.
And I'm brain damage.
Oh god, that could be a meme.
And that's not the only you know, achievements that I've done.
Right.
I've also been nominated.
It's important what you said though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you had struggles and stuff. It's not like all roses. It's not that you never thought for a second that, you know, you're down, you never, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you had those. I think that's a part of it. You know, in that, you know, nothing's just smooth sailing. There's ups, there's downs, but in the end, you know what I mean? It's whether you, I guess it's that balance.
That's right.
You know, that good, maybe there's more good. I mean, here you are, rising above it, and it's okay to feel shitty from time to time.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Yes.
It's almost like some people are afraid of it.
Don't be afraid to show your emotions. Guys, please, don't be afraid. I used to be afraid and be a bottler, and I'm still learning. But I've always come to terms with now and show it. And you can see it on my face, I show it. I'm a crier. I'm proud to be a crier. I really am.
That's
But
awesome.
when it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like you're laughing. I
Yeah.
can imagine. When it comes out,
It
it
does
comes out.
come out. It's like, oh my god, amazing, you know?
Well, I reckon that's so important, man, because every time, at least when I'm talking to people, and you can see this sort of down, they're almost upset for whatever the reason is, but when they're talking to me, they're upset because they're upset.
Yeah.
Like somehow feeling down is a bad thing, you know, because you have all these books and media always saying stay positive, you've got to be positive. Yeah, that's good, and it's good if you're positive for the majority of your life.
You've got to be sad too.
You've got to be sad, man. Sometimes, and in those moments, I reckon, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but in those moments of sadness, if you accept it, not only does it shorten the period of time you'll be sad, but you tend to learn a lot more in those moments.
Yeah, you do. That's not the only achievements that I've done either.
Dude, you're an awesome human being.
Thank you.
I hold that above any accolade.
Yeah, I know. Look, I take
Those
that
baby
on.
blues. And
I
shit.
know,
You know,
you're
the
beautiful
doorway to the
brown.
soul.
You want to suck my penis now?
I don't want to go.
You can cut that out later. No, don't, because it's good television. But I've been nominated for the National Disability Awards too. 5 times.
Dude.
I've been,
So you're right in there, man. You're involved.
So that puts me in the top 1% of people with disabilities in Australia. I've done that 5 times. But I don't dwell on that. I don't really talk about that. It is what it is. I get on and I do my stuff. If you ask me what I've achieved, I will tell you, but I don't actively go out and say, oh, this is me, blah, 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 because all of a sudden people think you get a big head and, you know, you don't need that. I've already got a big enough head as it is. I've got to go through little sideways anyway.
Right.
But I know. See me in the blue bar, I've got to, you know, around, mate.
Lucky it's open.
I know, hey.
Big swinging doors.
Oh,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
swinging,
That's
baby.
probably why
Oh,
it's coming, right?
I know. It's the only one I can get in. The only place I can get
Double
in.
doors? No.
No. Come in, sit down.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Good times. Good times.
No, that's important, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You know. But
I reckon that's one of the big lessons. I mean, I reckon that's what separates decent people from dickheads. Like understanding that life is not about ego.
well,
Right.
life's not about love, mate. It's about giving. It's about, you know, cherishing something so important that you don't want to let it go. You don't want it to
Amen.
end. You know.
That's it, huh? Love.
Love, baby. And you get love in all sorts of ways. I mean, I'm not talking about sex or anything like that. That's a part of it.
Yeah, love has a huge scale.
That's right. And I don't believe in Valentine's Day, which we've just had. I think it's love is every day.
Right? Not one day in February.
Yeah, love is every day.
And it's weird that whoever came up with that day, it's in the, I was going to say social vernacular, but it's in the culture
Yeah, that's right.
where, you know, I mean, essentially, you turn up to work today or Monday, people are going to be like, so what did you do for Valentine's Day? What did your husband, what did your boyfriend,
Yeah, and that gives me the shits too.
right?
And I've never had a girlfriend because here's the big thing about living here. Women don't see me like you see me. And I'm not gay and you're not gay.
Well, there's anything wrong with that?
Hey, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. But women just go, oh, look at his walk. We don't want to get to know him. Full
They're
stop.
pretty shallow up here, man.
Aren't they?
I don't want to say nothing, but you know what? It's been like I've been single for 4 years.
Yeah.
Not that I've been actively looking for a girlfriend, but I got to a point when I was in England where I was just like, I want something more.
Yeah. And
You know
you
what I
can't
mean?
get it here.
You know what my uncle said to me? I don't know, I'm just putting it at an age, maybe I was 21, maybe I was younger, and we're talking about relationships, and he said this to me that just made sense to me. You know how everyone talks about Mrs. Right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking for Mrs. Right,
Yeah,
I'm looking for Mr. Right. My uncle goes to me, okay, you're looking for Mrs. Right. Now, who is she looking for?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I'm like, right. You know, so I started becoming the man that I wanted to be.
Instead of being yourself.
Well, I mean, you are who you are, but I'm saying it's like evolving who I am. I want to be a nice guy. I want to care. I want to love. I want to, you know, be open. You know, whatever it may be. But him saying that, I was like, right, I can't just, you know, essentially unconsciously roll through life and hoping that Miss Right or whoever's going to fall on my lap.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
who would she be looking for?
That's right.
There's some girl out there looking for, you know, something like me.
That's right.
But that just made sense to me then.
Absolutely.
Right.
Understandable.
And my point being that these girls, they are pretty. But what else do you have? You know what I mean?
Nothing up here, mate.
There's something, you know, a little bit shallow. You're beautiful, but
you got nothing.
it's sad to say, man. And this is going up on the internet, but it's like, what else do you have? You know? And I reckon it's part of the media's fault because it's all about looks.
Yeah, that's right.
Barely anything about substance.
No, that's right.
And that's what keeps people around.
And here's the thing, you look on the Olympics. I'm going even deeper. You look at the Olympics. You look at the Paralympics. The Paralympics aren't even on, you know, commercial TV.
Right.
They're on
afterthought.
They're on SBS and ABC instead of being on Channel 9. And guess what? People actually like the Paralympics. They love the Paralympics. They want to see more of the Paralympics.
It's really more inspirational when you think about it.
And we get paid nothing. We get paid nothing.
Right.
To do what we do. And you look at it saying, Bob getting paid millions. Yeah, great. But he doesn't train even half as hard as what we have to.
That's a really good point, man.
Right there. Hey?
Yeah, because it's not just that you have to, I mean, the way I'm thinking of it now, Usain Bolt, he has a certain training regime. Not only does a Paralympian have to do the same thing, you have all these other physical attributes, ailments, whatever you want to say, to overcome as well as...
that.
That's a good point.
Right there. Right there, mate.
Maybe the internet can fucking kill all that.
Hey, look, we can only try.
You know what I mean? Because it's about content. It's there, and I think that's changing, man. Long are the days where it's just pre-programming, freaking commercials that are frustrating as hell. You know, I just want to watch this. Let's move on.
Yep,
Instead of all these fucking commercials, because that's what.
You look on TV right now. You got Nicki Minaj. I mean, she's beautiful and voluptuous, but you know, whatever.
Right.
No disrespect.
I don't look at her and go, wow, she's got talent.
Yeah, I mean, there's no disrespect to her talent, but whatever.
No, I totally hear you, man.
Yeah.
And more power to those who love her, and maybe she's got a couple of good songs, I don't know. But today, at least in general, it seems like it's not about talent. It's not about the music itself. It's about, okay.
Sex sells.
It is. That's what it is. They've actuaried out everything to say that this beat bloody markets well with this demographic and this look and. Yeah.
Well,
they kind of ruined it. They've taken the purity out of it.
Well, here's the thing. I've got a look. I've got a walking look. Have a look at me. I've got a look. Spirit fingers. There we go. It's moved. Spirit fingers.
Oh man.
Oh shit. So funny.
So, we're going to have to do this again, man.
Yeah, man, no worries.
I have to edit out that bit that I just walked to the camera, but other than that, man, it has been awesome.
No worries, mate.
And here we thought we were going to talk about porn and shit. We went deep, man. We went deep.
Hey, I told you we were going to go deep.
I love it. James, man, fucking awesome, bro.
No worries. Thanks
You're
for having me
awesome
on.
human.
Thanks for having me on, Wes. Legend.
Anytime. Until next time.
Ride the big one.
Fuck.